Hi everybody and welcome back to the KK Zone. As always, I am Kara Kaufman, here to update you on all things Yankees. It's not my favorite task today because I think the way I can describe today's game against the Blue Jays from the Yankee side was, positively uninspired. That's probably the kindest thing I can say. And look, I love baseball, so I will find plenty of positives to tell you, but I will say the Yankees are just not playing well right now. And every day can be the first day of the turnaround, and I'm hoping that is, well, tomorrow's a day off, so not tomorrow, but I'm hoping that is going to be what happens on Friday. But for now, we're really not seeing the best of this team. So let me just get right to it. I'm going to go ahead and do this 90-second recap of today's game, and then we can move on to other things. Ready, set, go. Rubber game of a 3-game set against the Toronto Blue Jays of Dunedin, and the Yankees came up short and lost the series by losing this game 5-4. They got walked off on, which is never fun. It was a Bo Bichette solo homer as the first batter in the bottom of the ninth that did it, so at least they didn't prolong the agony. It was a good day for Mr. Bichette. He had 2 homers. That's impressive. Now, what I wish the headline from today's game is Aaron Judge blasts 2 home runs en route to Yankees rout. Now, Aaron Judge did hit 2 home runs, which, hey, that's awesome, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to overcome the Blue Jays. Corey Kluber was inefficient and not super sharp. He ended up allowing 3 runs, which is actually not terrible, except that he only got through 4 innings. And the Yankees bullpen, as I've detailed many times here, has been great, but they're not going to be perfect every single day. Jonathan Loaisiga and Chad Green, both of them have been lights out, both allowed their first run of the season today. Loaisiga was unfortunate because it was on a wild pitch. That always sucks to what was then the tying run to score on that, which was bad. And Chad Green allowed that walk-off homer to Bichette, and that's all she wrote. On the offensive side, not a lot going on. Double plays a go-go. That's what the Yankees are leading the league in. Double plays hit into. It's not the stat you prefer to be on top of the leaderboards of, but that's where we are. Overall, an underwhelming game. The Yankees lose 2 out of 3 to the Blue Jays, and their record is 5-7. We don't love it. I think that about covers it. Aaron Judge looked great. He also didn't strike out. He has not struck out very much these games he's played, and he has 4 homers on the young season already, which is obviously good. So there's a great silver lining. Aaron Judge looking great. On the bullpen side, Darren O'Day looks unhittable, and Justin Wilson had a second consecutive strong outing. And quite frankly, even though Loaisiga and Green did allow those runs, I can hardly blame them. They've been fantastic. Occasionally, you're gonna allow a run. You gotta score more runs to avoid them all being nail-biters. So that's a job for the offense, which struggled again today. Now, to be fair to the Yankees offense, I guess, they had 3 of the regulars out of the lineup. There was no Clint Frazier, there was no Giancarlo Stanton, and there was no DJ LeMahieu. I'm not totally clear why 3 regulars had to rest on the day before an off day, but I'm sure there was a really good reason, and I'm sure it doesn't involve anything being hurt. I'm not sure why no one pinch hit for Jay Bruce late in the game. No clue, but these are all things that I'm sure over the course of a season I will forget about. It is what it is, as they say. One hopes that the Yankees will just find a way to turn the page and get out of this horrific slump soon before they fall too far behind. The Red Sox are streaking in the American League East. Everyone else is kind of a pile of mediocrity right now, but the Red Sox are starting to pull away. Now, it is so early that looking at the standings is an exercise in futility, but you certainly don't want to fall too far behind. So it'll be good for the Yankees if they can start winning some games. Unfortunately, they face Tampa again next. At least they'll be back in the Bronx this time, not at the disaster of the Trop. But so far, that's been a team that's been tough for them to beat, as have the Jays the past 2 years. So they got to find ways to win games against their own division, and I would suggest they start this weekend against the Rays. So that's what I think. Go ahead and do that. Meanwhile, double play balls. It is insane. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. Just like everything that could possibly be a double play is one. Today, Jay Bruce hit into one, and it wasn't even a ground ball. He looped one in the air to Bo Bichette, who then doubled up whoever was on second base. So, it just happens every which way. They even had a double play that was an attempt on Gio Urshela. This was last week. Gio was trying to score on a sac fly, and he was doubled up at the plate. So, everywhere you can have them, we're having them. So, a lot of averages would make you think this has to stop at some point, so I'm hoping that happens soon, because as I referenced, the Yankees have hit into 15 double plays. That's more double plays hit into than games played. That can't be the thing. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Padres are right there with us neck and neck. I think they might have just passed us today, but that's not the race you want to be in. So hopefully that'll stop happening. more fly balls into the gaps, over the fences, maybe fewer ground outs to the infielders. You gotta think that their luck will change a little bit as to where those ground balls end up being placed, but yeah, that's one thing to stop. Stop the double plays! Too many! End of rant. A very small update with a very happy thing, which is apparently injured Luke Voigt, coming back from his meniscus surgery, has started to do some light fielding. Yay! So that's great news. He needs to come back. I think no shade on Jay Bruce, who is, to be fair to Jay Bruce, not really a first baseman, but watching him over there really reminds you that it's nice to have a real first baseman. Now, I really miss Mark Teixeira. Those were the days anything in his vicinity was caught. But Jay Bruce, poor guy, is learning on the fly, and that's tough to do, especially when your infielders don't always make the most accurate throws in the world. So Luke Voigt, while not a Gold Glover over there, is at least adequate on defense, and obviously a plus on offense. So we're really looking forward to having him back. Heal soon, Luke, and get yourself back on the field. And last but certainly not least, we love a good story in baseball, and Carlos Rodon had one today. The pitcher for the Chicago White Sox has thrown the second no-hitter of the season. Already! It's April 14th and there are 2 no-hitters. Crazy. This one was amazing. This guy has had injuries, shoulder, I think elbow also. He was almost out of baseball. He wasn't sure he didn't pitch again, and then now he comes back and this. A beautiful no-hitter. It was actually crazy because it was this close to being a perfect game, but with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th, he actually plunked a batter. He hit a guy on his toe. It was a slider that just bit so much it got the guy on the top of the foot, and womp womp. But what's even crazier is that Joe Musgrove no-hitter that already happened was also only not a perfect game because he hit a batter. I mean, someone should look that up. I doubt that's happened anytime before. The first 2 no-hitters of a season were both 0 walks. That's crazy. But big congratulations to the Chicago White Sox and to Carlos Rodon. That is obviously an amazing achievement. I watched the last couple outs, and there's nothing better than just seeing how excited everyone on the field is, because you are part of baseball history, something really special. Obviously an amazing individual achievement, but also an amazing team achievement, and just something you really... You have to experience that. It's incredible. So watching all those smiles and all those hugs and the long journey back from injury that resulted in this triumphant moment, you love it. That is one of the many things about baseball that I cannot get enough of. So congratulations to everyone involved. You know by now how we end these episodes. First, we gotta have the baseball haiku. Having watched this episode to this point, I think you can already guess what my theme will be. So here it is. It's double play. For the 15th time this year. That's far from ideal. Yep, I've already been through that. I won't rehash it. Womp womp. And to take us out with style, we're going back to the Bard. Today's quote is from that classic, the Scottish play, Macbeth. It's okay, I'm not in a theater, I can say it. And it is, double, double, toil and trouble. Well, yeah, double plays, and the Yankees are certainly toiling right now, and they are having trouble finding their stride. So one hopes that whatever witches are currently brewing up our misfortune will stop it. Let us win some games and play some better baseball. I just want to see my guys hit and pitch and have some fun. So hopefully that's in the offing. I cannot wait to see them turn this around and start playing like the superstar team I know they actually are. So, any day now, guys. Can't wait. But until then, with great optimism, I will keep saying, go Yanks.